This is a story about my client Max. Max isn't his real name. He's asked me to tell his story on his behalf, but without using his real name. Max came to us as a client. Max explained that he'd moved into a residential aged care facility a couple of years ago. When he moved in from the community, he found that he had some bills that carried over. So things like his power bill, his water bill, things like that he was responsible for in the community, but now he was in residential aged care, he just needed to cap those off. The staff at the residential aged care facility were helping him to settle in, and they asked him, would you like a hand with your bills? And Max thought, you know what, this is great. This is so helpful. I'd love to have someone come in and just explain to me what I need to prioritise, what needs to be sorted first, and then I'll go from there. Max was really not expecting to have a phone given to him a few days later with a tribunal on the other end. The tribunal asked Max, so you'd like some help with your finances, you'd like some help to manage your finances, and Max said, yes, that would be great. At the time, Max didn't realise that what he was agreeing to was a 3-year administration order. Max soon realised that his bank card stopped working. He stopped receiving bank statements in the mail, and very quickly what funds he had ran out. Max started to ask questions. Where's my money? Where's my pension going to? Max soon found out that part of the administration order was that the public trustee would have full control of his finances. That meant the public trustee was receiving his pension, they were paying his bills, but they weren't actually helping to get Max in a position where he can manage his own finances. They were just doing it all for him. Max very quickly realised that this was not the help he originally thought it would be. He described being made to feel quite inhuman. He'd lost all financial independence. He couldn't buy treats from the coffee cart when it came round. He had no money to go out for lunch with his family. Any money that he needed to access from the public trustee, he had to beg and fight for. He'd have to organise quotes. He'd have to deliver quotes to public trustee for items he needed, such as clothing, shoes, a new mobile phone, anything. He needed to provide quotes and have it considered before being approved. Max found this whole experience to be devastating. His family couldn't understand why he wasn't taking them for lunch, why he wasn't buying them gifts. He'd tell them, I have no control, the public trustee has all my money. But they didn't understand. They didn't understand quite how oppressive it can be. By the end of it, Max realised his only option was to have this order removed. That's when it got tricky. That's when Max realised getting into an order is one thing, but getting out is far from easy. It's a whole process. Max entered into the administration order duped, if you will, into thinking he was just going to receive some help and then be sent on his way. But to get out of it, Max needed to have a doctor sign off and say he has capacity to manage his financial affairs. He has capacity to make complex financial decisions, even though he doesn't have any complex financial decisions to make. So it was a process. I supported Max. I was in his corner the whole way through. We obtained that healthcare professional report from his GP, which was favourable, and we faced the tribunal. One thing people don't realise is how confronting and intimidating the tribunal can be. You go into the tribunal, there are 3 suited figures in front of you, firing questions at you. For an average person who has perhaps never fronted court, never been in trouble, never been in front of a panel, this experience is overwhelming. A lot of people don't attend. Max attended with my support. I sat beside him and we told his story. We explained why he was fit to manage his financial affairs and why the order should be removed. The panel considered all evidence. They can consider whatever they like. They are not bound by the rules of evidence as standard courts are. They don't need to justify their reasoning. They can consider whatever they like on the day. So it's really hard to prepare for that, for a client especially, because they want to know what they're in for. Eventually the panel decided that the order should be removed. So the moment when that order was removed was one of the best moments of my career so far. It was incredible to see the relief and the weight from Max's shoulders just be lifted. He was a free man. He was gaining control. He was gaining his pension back. He was going to be able to take his kids for lunch. He could buy them gifts. Like, his life changed that day. He had his money back. He had his freedom. It was such a good outcome. Sometimes you think people might be being helpful and that it's to help you, but it might turn out to be quite harmful. And then, through no fault of your own, before you realise, your rights have been taken away. So if you're concerned about your rights, or if something just doesn't feel right, give us a call. We have a whole team of advocates and we are here to support you.